Scottie Scheffler, 3 under 67. Scottie, tied for the best round of the day. How were you able to take advantage out there?
I just stayed really patient. I was hitting it good pretty much most of the day. Two silly bogeys early in the round, but outside of that, I hit it really good. I was in position most of the day, and a few more putts would have fallen in versus around the edge. Would have been a really special day, but 3 under was a good score for me, especially being 2 over through 6.
Can you talk us through the eagle on 14?
Yeah, I hit a great drive down the middle, and then I had kind of a funny lie where it was sitting on a downslope, and it made that shot into the green much harder. And I caught it a hair thin. It hit the tree. Fortunately, it didn't hit the tree and come backwards. It kind of just fell down in front of it, and had a good line. Just hit a good chip, and it went in.
We're going to go to Chris on my right.
What happened on that chunk on 5?
I don't know. I just caught a little fat, I guess.
Like anything technical or anything like that?
No, I mean, those areas are really thin. I tried to hit that one really low, and the ground felt really firm. And then when I went into it, it was very soft.
We're going to go all the way to your right.
Hey, Scottie, you mentioned the PGA trying to not get too high, not get too low during this whole year. How does that help you, like, in a round when you can have, back-to-back bogeys or that shot on 5 and then have the back 9 you did?
Yeah, staying patient. I knew I was swinging at it well. I was 2 over through 6, and I hadn't really made a bad swing yet. But that's just U.S. Open. It's just hard. And I kind of lost focus there on 5 and 6 and then got right back into it. And, I just played really good after that. I hit pretty much mostly all good shots from there on in.
We're going to hear on your left.
Hi, Scottie. Your roommate was just here, Sam. He was talking. What's going on at the house this week that's letting you guys both play so well?
I don't know. If we knew, we'd probably do it every week. But, yeah, not too much. Just dinner, hanging out. We got his coach is staying there, and then Teddy's staying with us as well. And so it's been a fun week.
We're going to go to Don on your right.
Scottie, there was a period this season where every time you hit a ball, you were picking up a trophy. Then not so good at Tulsa. You came in here perhaps flying under the radar a little bit because of all the talk about LIV. Do you feel like that somehow helped you, kind of without having that spotlight on you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of an under-the-radar person. I don't really feel like there's much chatter going around with me. Rory won last week. Tiger was at the PGA. I've been number 1 in the world for a while now, and it doesn't really feel like it. And so I kind of like just being under the radar. I can show up and do my thing and then go home and rest.
There was a period in that round today where you were on the cut line. What were you able to do, or what were you able to draw on to turn it around?
Well, I knew I was swinging at it well. I hit really good yesterday. I hit really good today. And, like I said earlier, outside of a few putts going into the hole versus barely around it, today would have been a really special round. But it was still a really good one.
We're going to stay on your right.
Scottie, do you think there's too much importance put on majors, not enough importance, or the right amount? And since you've won a major, has your thought process on that changed at all?
I like winning tournaments. I like winning majors. I think that's more up for y'all to decide what kind of emphasis is placed on them. Being able to play against the best golfers in the world, however it is, and whatever tournament it is, it's always fun for us. The majors, they do hold a little bit more of a special place just because we know everybody's going to be there. But winning golf tournaments is just a lot of fun.
We'll go far right to Ben.
Scottie, I imagine winning the Masters was a pretty life-changing moment for you this year. Is there anyone you've leaned on for advice on how to handle success and handle yourself out here now that you are a major champion?
Yeah, lots of guys. Pretty much anybody that's gone before me. When I get the chance, I'm going to ask them some piece of advice, whether it be, Hat Heddle fans or media stuff or whatever it is. I need help kind of operating through this kind of stuff. And so, whoever will give me some advice, I'm probably going to take it from them.
Is there any one piece of advice that has stuck with you?
Nothing right off the top of my head, but probably just staying patient with all different kinds of stuff, whether it's media, fans, bad golf, whatever it is. You're going to have ups and downs, so just try and kind of keep a level head.
Just a few more. We're going to go here to SI for Kids.
Hey, when you say that you would lose focus during the round, what are techniques that you use to bring yourself back to your game?
I don't want to say try harder because that typically doesn't work, but sometimes I just need to kind of get woken up a little bit, and I think using frustration for good versus getting angry is really helpful. And so when I can kind of use that frustration, and instead of getting angry and banging my club, and now more so I'm trying to use that anger to kind of react towards that next shot and just kind of bring that focus up a little bit. And so using those bad things for good is typically what works best.
Last two, Dylan and Stephanie.
Yeah, when you say, Rory gets maybe more of the attention, or other people like Justin Thomas can act almost like spokesman for the PGA Tour sometimes, but you're world number 1. Are you glad that they take some of that pressure off, or do you feel like, you would like to take more of that?
Well, I mean,
attention?
those guys have been on the PGA Tour for a long time. You know, Justin Thomas has won like 13 times in 2 majors. Rory's won 4 majors and like 21 times on the PGA Tour. So those guys are definitely going to be more of the spokespersons and take the limelight because they deserve it. They've won so many golf tournaments, and you know, I kind of like flying under the radar. So for me, it makes things a lot simpler, and you know, those guys do a really good job of kind of carrying our brand, and you know, I'm really happy that they do what they do for us.
You feel like that's something that's like potentially in your future if you stay where you are, or are you happy to never do like State of the Union type stuff?
I mean, if it's what's required of me, then that's what I'll do. I mean, I'm up for anything. You know, it's really just, it's kind of up to you guys if you guys want to ask me certain questions or not. So it's not really up to me. I just kind of answer what gets thrown at me.
Last one right here, Stephanie.
Seems like in some ways this is kind of an ideal U.S. Open leaderboard. Like some major winners, some guys who found out on Friday they were going to be here. Are there guys who are in contention that you had never even heard of, or you weren't familiar with them before?
No, I'm pretty familiar with most of the guys. I've said this before a lot. The PGA Tour is very deep and extremely talented, and so you guys may be surprised to see certain people up on the leaderboard, but I think most of the guys out here aren't that surprised just because you know there's so many talented guys, and especially when you're playing a golf course as difficult as this, if you're playing your best, you're going to be there at the top, no matter you know how good your career has been in the past, or if you're just getting started, whatever it is. If you're playing good golf, you're going to get rewarded for it on a test like this.
Thanks. Scottie, thanks so much for your time.
Thank y'all.